What's up, everybody? Welcome to Talkin Tunes, the show where two guys sit around and BS about music. I'm Tony,
I'm Kevin.
and this is episode 7, where we're going back in time and doing an album that's actually before the year 2000. Crazy concept, right?
I know, insane. Was it 97? We were like
97.
2 years. We were like 2 years old when this came out.
I know, it's crazy. Before we get into that, though, Kevin, how are you? What have you been up to? What are you listening to?
I've been pretty good, you know. We took last week off from recording because we had a couple built up because we had some stuff going on, spring break from colleges and whatnot.
Yep.
So yeah, that was a fun time. As part to what I've been listening to, of course, Color and the Shape, the album we've been listening, we're talking about this week. I made a playlist for my drive back from campus to home, so I listened to that a little bit. There was an album that I don't know if this is like a new thing on Spotify, but for some reason, like when you listen to a playlist and then the playlist is over, it just goes to like that playlist radio or something. I don't know if this is a new thing,
Yes,
but I've
and
just never like noticed it before.
I've noticed that happening too, and it's actually kind of bothers me.
Yeah, it's a little annoying, but I was listening the first time I noticed it. Like this one song came on, and I'm like, oh, it's actually pretty good. I shouldn't like remember this and like look it up. So I'm listening to the album that was off of. The album and song called "Monstrous Things" by the band Picturesque. Never heard of them before.
Okay.
Pretty good though. A little bit of Jamie's Elsewhere. Pierce the Veil. That's pretty much it.
Nice.
And other random like one-offs from driving with people, and they're like, "Oh, have you heard this song?" I'm like, "No." And then they turn it on. I'm like, "That's okay, I guess."
Gotcha. Good
What
stuff.
about you?
Well, as you already know, I went down to Nashville for spring break with the parents and the lady, and it was awesome. So I've been on kind of a country music kick, which is not something I thought I'd ever say, because I'm not. I don't hate country music, not like some people do, but I'm not really a big fan of country music. But when you go down to Nashville, it's just, I mean, it's country music.
It's like a religion.
It basically is that and Jack Daniels.
Oh, the Jack.
So much Jack Daniels.
You're in the Tennessee area, so
Exactly. So then, we went to a show at the Grand Ole Opry, and I don't know how much you know about the Opry, but apparently it's a radio show. I thought it was just a place, right? And apparently it's a radio show that they do every couple days, and when you go to watch it, it's all done live. And there was this bluegrass band there that was phenomenal. I've never been interested in bluegrass in my life. I was watching these dudes play like the banjo and the fiddle and the mandolin, and I'm just like actually going holy shit out loud. It was amazing.
they're just going ham.
They're crazy. I cannot believe these guys. I've never seen fingers move so fast. It was awesome. And then Rascal Flatts was like the quote unquote headliner that night, so that was awesome. Because they're one of my favorites.
Yeah, I remember looking at you more so your lady's Snapchat stories and being like, "Rascal Flats, Rascal Flats, Rascal Flats."
Yeah, she was excited. So yeah, that was really awesome. And then the other thing that happens in Nashville is just that there's a street basically. It's called Broadway, and on Broadway is just bars down the street, and these bars open at 10 a.m. with live music and go until like 2 a.m. with live music. And so you basically just sit around on Broadway and drink all day and listen to music. And it's kind of insane because everyone there is so talented. It's crazy. And I almost feel bad for these people because it's like, yeah, if I heard you playing on the radio, I would totally, like, I'd be like, wow, this is really good. But you're also just as good as everybody else. So, I don't
It's
know.
hard to stand out when like everybody plays country music.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a good trip. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember when like you, me, and like a group of friends drove down to Florida, and we like drove past Nashville, like at like 1 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
And I think I was still awake, and I like looked at it and, like that looks like a nice place. Like I should go there at some point.
Oh yeah, it was a blast. And like I said, I'm not big into country music. Like I'm, you know that, and I've talked about it before. But like I have a new respect for it, and especially some of the older stuff is just a lot of fun. So it was cool. Um, and I also came back and ended up finding an online guitar course.
So
Yeah,
now you're gonna start learning country guitar.
not country guitar. It's just guitar, just acoustic. But
Pretty sure we've been down this road at least once before.
oh, absolutely. But this time I invested money in it, so I feel like I have
Oh,
to follow through on that.
yikes! This could end up bad for you.
I mean, it was $15. It's not like I'm I'm spending that much. Just enough to
True,
try and make
but
myself care.
true. It's $15. You could be, out of. What if you're dying and
And
you're
someone
like,
says, "Man, we could save you if only you had $15."
yeah, like what if that happened?
Well, Kevin, I'm willing
You're
to
gonna
take
like
that gamble.
you're gonna fiddle your way out of it with your guitar riffs.
Dude, I hope so.
No, it's not very likely.
Wow, no faith in me. Anyway,
No,
shall we move on to
no,
our
no.
actual topic today?
Shall we? We yes.
All right,
I don't
nice.
know where I was going with that.
Good one. Um,
Swing and a miss.
it's fine. It happens all the time here. Um, so today we're talking about "The Color and the Shape" by the Foo Fighters, 1997 album. First album of ours to do that we've done that has come out before 2000. I think the oldest one we've done so far was like 2007, maybe even 2009. But we haven't done anything old yet, so I was a little excited.
Yeah, getting a little bit ahead, but I think the album I'm gonna recommend for next week, I'm gonna do something a little bit different, and it's gonna be older. So
Ooh. All right, I'm for it. Either way, so
you better not be against it, because I don't really have a backup plan.
well, good point. Anywho, how much do you know about the Foo Fighters, Kevin?
Not a whole lot. The most I know about the Foo Fighters is that I'm pretty sure Dave Grohl is in it, and he does something in the band.
Dave Grohl is the frontman slash guitarist, and he, I don't know if you know this, but he used to be the drummer for Nirvana.
Okay, I knew he was a drummer for something.
Yes, used to be the drummer in Nirvana, and then obviously when they finished, he ended up forming Foo Fighters. And I guess while he was with Nirvana, he was writing a lot of music, but he never like he never really showed it to the band. I guess he didn't want to like take away from Kurt Cobain, so he waited uh, until after, and then started the Foo Fighters with a whole bunch of the songs that he wrote.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
I feel like I might have known that, but I just forgot.
yeah, I don't know. It was one of those things I actually didn't know until someone else mentioned it. Is all like little facts I kind of knew, and then someone explained the whole thing to me. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I knew he was a drummer at one point. Because for some reason I always thought of him as a drummer, and then I'd watch like videos of the Foo Fighters and be playing guitar. And I'm like, am I like confusing him with somebody else? Or...
Yeah. Well, interesting fact, there's an interview with him where he explains that he actually uses the guitar as if it were a drum kit, almost. He, like, uses different strings as different notes, or different drums, basically, and that's kind of his style for playing, which I thought was cool. Another interesting fact, do you know anything about their most recent tour?
No.
No? Okay. So, I dropped my pen. So, he, partway through the tour, Dave Grohl fell off the stage and broke his leg.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did see like a video. I saw like a video of him with like a cast like propped up, just like sitting down playing the guitar.
Yeah, because he got
I
back
saw that on Reddit or something.
right. He got back on the stage that night and finished the set in a cast. Then he like went to the hospital, got it like bandaged up. He built a throne, and they used it for the rest of the tour. And and he is officially my rock hero because of that. Like that is the most amazing thing. And if you watch some of the videos from the tour, and especially they were like calling up fans, like they have a fan get up and sing Tom Sawyer with them, and they have a fan get up and play. I think it's Big Me on the drums with them, and it's just it looks like the most fun tour I've seen. Like I'm so jealous couldn't get tickets to go to any of the shows because it looks amazing.
Yeah, I think the video I saw where Dave Grohl was like sitting there with his leg like bandaged up, sitting on, is him like calling up a fan to sing or play guitar or drums or something.
Yeah,
I don't remember what song because I think this was a long time ago where I saw it, but it was on Reddit.
Yeah, it was really cool. So yeah, basically Dave Grohl's my rock hero. Moving on to The Color and the Shape though, it's actually their second album. And it's in 1997, and I chose it because it has a couple songs that I knew you'd know.
Yeah.
A handful of their big hits on it. So
Yeah, there is I think 3 or 4, 2 that I'd for sure heard before, and then I think like a couple that I've heard in passing.
gotcha. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into song number 1, Dull. What do you think of this one as an opener?
As an opener, and being kind of unfamiliar with the Foo Fighters, the like soft sound opening was really kind of weird to me at first. And like I don't really think of the Foo Fighters this way, but it's not bad. It's interesting. It's different than what I expected from like the opening.
Right. I know, it kind of threw me off too, because I've never actually sat down and listened to this album through until we decided to do this. And I had never heard Dull before, and it's very, like, calm and pleasant, which is odd, because a lot of times with opening tracks, it jumps right into it, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like this would be more of like an outro thing.
Yeah,
Especially
definitely.
with it being really short, which I mean, a lot of the songs on this are fairly short, but just like the soft calming nature of it sounds like it should be more of like an ending thing.
Yeah, definitely. I really like it, though. I think it's, like, it's really chill.
Yeah, I have written down that it'd be pretty fun to listen to while you're tripping on acid.
Yeah, I can see
It's
that.
one of those songs where, like, I feel like if I just drop some acid and like sit there and have it playing, like I would like look over at the speaker and I just like see color coming out of it and just like envelop the room.
Not speaking
That's
from
what
experience.
that's what I imagine acid is
Okay,
like.
okay.
It's just, everything turns to colors
Yes.
for some reason.
All right, that's fair. Yeah,
I don't know. That's just what I think acid
No,
is. If
yeah.
anybody proves me wrong, then go for it.
Right.
Not like proves me wrong, but has different experience.
different. That implies you have experience.
Well, different experience meaning experience at all.
Yeah, fair enough. So, but yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a good opener. Part of me wishes it was a little longer.
Yeah, it sounds like it was almost like last minute that they just kind of like threw in, because it is a little like random sounding.
Yeah. So it's a weird tune, but I enjoy it.
Weird, but not bad.
Yeah, definitely. After that, the quick opener, we jump into Monkey Wrench, which is what actually kicks off the album, I feel like.
I'm gonna be your monkey. I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones that I've heard in passing before.
I was gonna say, I'd be surprised if you haven't. This one's pretty common. And I love this song. It's a blast.
Yeah, this is a common thought I had for some reason when I was listening to a couple of these songs. You know, in like 80s or 90s movies where if it's like set in high school and there's like a prom or something, they have a live band.
Yeah.
Monkey Wrench to me sounds like a song that they would play as like a live band at a high school prom in a '90s movie.
Yes, it does. I would agree with that.
And I
Yeah,
had
how
that
about
thought
prom?
a couple times.
Yeah, you go to
I don't.
prom, you slow dance with a girl, you throw her into the mosh pit. It's great.
Well, I mean, in like '90s, '80s, '90s movies, like they have like those soft, slower moments, and then they have like the jump around and like party and all that kind of stuff. It's not a mosh pit song.
Oh no, no,
It's
it's
not
definitely
like.
not.
I mean, there is like a screamed part of it, which I didn't really like. But there is. It's not like a hardcore like headbang kind of thing.
Oh no, I think this song's a blast, especially because it's got a really catchy tune and it's got that like ba da 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 da, but it's very like it has a very solid theme, and it makes it really fun to listen to.
Yeah, it's like Back to the Future 1 when Marty goes back to the past and plays Johnny Be Good.
Yes.
Like if he went back in time and played Monkey Wrench, it totally makes sense too.
Yeah.
Except
Except that
Monkey Wrench was not around when Back to the Future came out.
right. But other than that, yeah, I get exactly what you're saying though. I would agree with you. And going back to the scream part really quick, did you say you did like it or didn't like it?
I don't like the scream parts, and that's kind of a general thing I thought about each time that came up. It just doesn't. It sounds more like he's just yelling and not like being musical at all.
Yeah, it's a very like 90 like that's I feel like it's very reminiscent of like how you hear earlier like metal bands scream. Like that uh like something you'd hear from like Aerosmith, Motley Crue, kind of yelling, not less like the kind of screaming we're used to.
Yeah, it's yelling.
Which I actually enjoy personally. I don't have a problem with it, but I can see why if you weren't expecting that, you would not like it so much.
Yeah, it's. I'm not like really a fan of it, but every time it comes up, it still like fits within the song. It's not like it's something that stands out as weird. It's just I'm not really a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I gotcha. Doesn't gel with you.
Yeah, it gels in the song. It fits in the context of the song, but it's just not like my personal preference.
Right. Quick story about this song, as long as we're on the subject, because this was one of the earlier Foo Fighters songs that I heard. Like back, we've talked about this before, but how, like middle school, I think, is when a lot of people start developing like their actual own musical taste,
Mm-hmm.
and somehow I got introduced to Monkey Wrench. I couldn't even tell you how. I don't know where I got it from, but it ended up on my iPod, one way or the other, and then I remember thinking like, oh, Foo Fighters is an old band. My dad must know them, right? Because that's just how you think as a kid. You're like, my dad's old, Foo Fighters are old. Clearly, they're from the '80s, and
Exactly.
yeah, and I was like, oh no, you probably know these guys, and he's like, what are you talking about? And then I played Monkey Wrench for him, and he's like, no, this sounds like noise. And then it gets to that like screaming bridge, and he's like, this is really obnoxious. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is amazing. This is like your music, Dad. And like totally not understanding that. It was really funny. But I remember thinking that was so like hardcore at the time, that screaming part.
Yeah, the best part of that story is I can totally picture your dad's face, just like the look of utter confusion.
Yeah. And what's really funny is he likes the Foo Fighters now. Like,
You're welcome, Dad.
yeah, right? Exactly. If you're listening, Dad.
And we know you are.
Yeah. Either way. I don't know where I'm going to go from there. But that's my story about Monkey Wrench. Good song. I love it.
Interesting. Yeah, it's good. Catchy.
So,
Very catchy.
Very catchy. Yeah. Very fun song. I would like to... It'd be a fun song to be up on stage for sure. Or hear live.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. So, track 3. Why don't you introduce this one for us?
Hey Johnny Park. That's the name of the track. No,
Yeah, yeah, no.
just next thing we heard.
Our guest,
Uh,
Johnny Park.
yeah, special guest Johnny Park.
Yeah.
See, this is one I actually had not a lot written on, so I'm a little sad you're making me do this. But
Oh, I'm so sorry.
if this is the one that, if this is the beat that I remember, it has like a little bit of a funky intro.
um,
It's like funky as in like almost kind of like jazz funk sounding, and that was pretty dope.
this is the dun 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 dun. Does that help you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes. I know. I love the verses
yes,
and like
and
chorus
the
in this
guitar
one.
riff.
Yes.
The guitar riff is dope.
Yes. And it's got some really like tasty drums behind it.
The drums overall are always really good, and
Yes.
it's not like something that I ever really notice. The drums are just kind of like there, but in this they're actually like somewhat prominent, and they're always like pretty good.
Okay. So interesting fact about the drummer. Drummer is
Yeah,
Taylor
you're just
Hawkins.
you're just full of fun facts today.
Well, I have their Wikipedia page in front of me as well. I was doing some research earlier, but Taylor Hawkins is the drummer. Apparently, Alanis Morissette's drummer. Before this, yeah, I thought that was weird.
Alanis Morissette,
Yes,
she's the one who did "Ironic," right?
yeah, and I was like, excuse me, because I didn't know that. I knew Taylor Hawkins was the drummer, but I had no idea that he was Alanis Morissette's drummer.
Was
Like-
he Alanis Morissette's drummer before the Foo Fighters?
Before the Foo Fighters, yes, and he's still with the Foo Fighters. Apparently, what happened is Foo Fighters drummer left, and then Dave Grohl like called Taylor Hawkins to be like, "Hey, can you recommend someone to drum for us?" And Taylor Hawkins was like, "I'll do it." And so now he's just been the drummer for them for 20 years.
Taylor Hawkins and Alanis have a falling out.
I guess. I don't know, man. I could, because he's clearly a very good drummer. Like, even, it's not even like his drumming on the newer albums has like gotten really good. He's been good since The Color and the Shape. So I wonder if maybe he was a little bored playing for Alanis Morissette. I don't know. That's pure speculation, so I really shouldn't do that. But yeah, that's my fun fact about about the drummer.
Well, he certainly made the right choice going from Alanis Morissette to the Foo Fighters.
Yeah,
the Foo Fighters definitely stuck around longer than Alanis Morissette did.
Yes. Yeah, but his drumming is so solid throughout the entire album. I'm really jealous. The dude has some awesome chops too. He can play really fast.
Yeah, he does. I remember trying to play Everlong on Expert and
On
Rock Band and
yeah.
just epically failing every time.
God, it was so hard. Or you'd start off really strong, you get about like up to the first chorus, and you're like, I want to die.
Yeah, like my arms are done and my
Yeah.
foot hurts so bad.
Right. Now imagine doing that for an entire like hour and a half set.
Yeah, on actual drums.
Yeah. With stage lights on you. It's impressive. So
It is.
back to Hey Johnny Park though. This is actually one of the ones I was most surprised about on the album because I hadn't really heard it before, I don't think.
Yeah, I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, and it's like really good. It's definitely up there on my favorites for the whole album.
Yeah, I'd say that too if we're gonna exclude the songs I've heard before.
I feel like we almost have to.
Yeah, because like the songs from the Foo Fighters that I heard before, I'm like, oh, these are really good. It's like I should really listen to the Foo Fighters, but I just like never did for some reason.
Right.
So like I hold those couple that I've heard and really like in high esteem.
Yeah, definitely.
So if we're going just off of like songs I've never heard before, yeah, Hey Johnny Park is pretty good.
Cool. So, from there, we had a nice smooth transition to My Poor Brain, which I actually really like that they did because it transitions very, very nicely.
Really? I actually hate the transition.
Really? Okay. I should say I like that it transitions into it. I hate how long the transition goes on. Because it's just this like cacophonous like for like minutes, it feels like, and then it goes into it. I wish, even if like I don't even mind the cacophony, it's just go for like 10 seconds maybe, and then go into it. It is a bit long.
It's not even the fact that it's long. It's just that it just doesn't make sense with the beginning of the song.
That's true. It does.
It's
It
just
does
like
kind of stop.
it's just like just random coughing noise, and then just like hard cut to something totally different.
Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that. The nice soft guitar.
Yeah, I actually have written down. It sounds almost like if you took different bits and pieces of the first three songs and like put them together, you would get My Poor Brain if you excluded like that cacophonous intro. It's got like a little bit of that slower beat from Hey Johnny Park at points, where it's like it's not like a super fast like rock out '90s prom song.
Mm-hmm. And then the chorus is a little more monkey wrench.
Yeah, and like the verse like lighter singing is a little bit more like dull.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in reality it's closer to some of the lighter singing from later in the album. But if you wanted to like just take the first three,
Right. I get what you're saying. I actually have written down that like I think this song it's weird because like I kind of like it, but I think it's a really boring song.
it's real repetitive.
Yeah. Like, and you can barely understand what he's saying during any of the verses. Whoops. And so it makes it kind of like, okay, like I don't even know what's going on. Then you get to the chorus and you can barely understand what he's saying during the chorus. And then,
Yeah.
but like all the instrumentals are really good on it. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one.
Yeah,
It's
go ahead.
I was gonna say it's like an overall like meh. I think it's good, but I don't love it necessarily.
Yeah. My common critique through the vast majority of these songs is they're lyrically repetitive, but still musically interesting
Yeah.
for the most part. There's some times where the music is just also super repetitive,
Mm-hmm.
but in general, I feel like a lot of their lyrics are just super repetitive, which I mean, it kind of makes sense because it, like, when you can understand the lyrics, they like get stuck in your head.
Right.
It's like that Bo Burnham song "Repeat" stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I think they definitely do that a lot. And I think it's probably got a little bit to do with like from what, or it has to do with what time they were from. Like, I feel like a lot of like 90s music was like that. Like we're used to listening to stuff right now that generally I think the music that we're used to listening to has that very distinct, like you have your first verse, then you have a chorus, then you have a second verse that's different from the first verse, then you have a chorus that they maybe put a little twist on towards the end, then there's like a bridge that completely changes it, then a chorus that they put another twist on to like wind up the song. And I just feel like like back 20 years ago that wasn't really the case. I think it's way more common now.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Like, this certainly sounds like 90s to me. That's what I imagine the 90s sounded like, just constantly.
Constantly. Yeah, it's just Foo Fighters and Nirvana all the time.
We know my feelings on Nirvana.
I know your feelings on Nirvana. I was actually going to try and avoid talking about those feelings during this episode.
I hate Nirvana. Fight me.
That's fine. I used to hate Nirvana too. I don't anymore.
That sounded real judgmental.
No, you can like whatever you want. You can be wrong as often as you want, Kevin. It's fine.
Tony, you're getting a little wound up right now.
Ooh, I hope you never
Almost,
see me wind up.
but close enough. I'm getting back into that transition game here.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to do it, and I couldn't think of any of these. So
because the first ones are just odd titles.
Yeah, for sure. So wind up. Track 4. Oh, track 5. Just kidding.
Yes, track 5.
Track 5. Real short song.
Yes. but very catchy.
Yeah.
The chorus at least, and it's another one of those '90s prom band songs.
Yes. I really like this one. I really like the I hope you never see me bam bam bo da dum bo da. It's like so I don't know. It's this one you just like want to kind of bounce around to. It's really fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's a '90s prom band song.
Yeah, and they have some nice harms on that second chorus too.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
Yeah, but I this is another one that it's like it's so short, and there's a part of me that wishes it was longer, but then I wonder if it would just get boring if it was even like an extra like verse chorus combo. You know?
Yeah, I think it's a good length. It
Yeah.
it doesn't have all that repetition that some of the other ones have, but it's still like catchy and you remember it.
Right. Yeah, it's a good tune. I'm a fan of this one.
Yeah,
Um,
I would also say I'm a fan.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we can be in agreement.
I'm glad we agree because I wouldn't want anyone to get up in arms.
Oh god, that
Got
was
it.
actually what I was gonna make too, but
Yeah, I figured.
you just beat me to it.
I'm faster, man.
That's what she said.
Nice. Wait. So, up in arms. I think this one starts off so groovy.
Yeah, I like the clear divide and the clear break in style, like the pause, and then like the drum fill. It's like, all right, here's one section, drums. Here's another section that's pretty different.
Yeah. It's this is another one that I think is really fun, but not in the same way wind up's fun necessarily. Like I just think it's cool. I love that break because you're like, oh, okay, this is the song. It's like a slow acoustic, and then you hear that like really long fill into this fast version of the song. It's so awesome.
Yeah, I think the coolest part about the song is if it was all acoustic and like softer sounding or all fast and catchy, it could easily work either way.
Oh, for sure.
Which is why I think it's cool they took like half and like not really half and half. It's like a third and two thirds, but they like took the two styles and kind of combined them together.
Yeah, definitely. And I also wrote down that I love the ending of this song because they have that like bow 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 boom, and it's so cool because it like I can imagine like seeing like the stage lights like flash with each hit, you know.
Yeah, Foo Fighters would have been real cool to see live.
You know, I think next time they go on tour, they were at Wrigley Field this last year. I was so mad that I didn't get to go, and tickets were like insanely expensive anyway. So
Oh, I can only imagine how expensive they'd be.
yeah, um, and so I I really want to see them. I hope they go on tour again sometime like soon because they're still together. They're still releasing stuff, so I'm not really worried about it. But it's definitely something I'd like to see before they fade away. You know?
Yeah, I feel like if I wanted to see them though, I would need to know more of their music than just like this album and like one other song.
That's fair.
Like this album and Rope, I'd need to know more than that.
Rope's a good tune though.
It is another one we bought on Rock Band and spent forever playing.
Yes. Also an insane drum part.
Yeah, it was like Rope, Everlong, and My Hero
Yeah.
were the ones that we had.
Right. So, but I don't remember where I was gonna go with that. Oh, you should listen. You should listen to their other albums because there's solid stuff on every album. It's really good. Um. Anything else to say about Up in Arms, Kevin?
There's a part in here where I don't know exactly where. I assume it's towards the end because it's like the last thing I've written. But I always like. I feel like this is especially a thing in like '90s, more '90s style song, where there's like a guitar solo, but it's not like they're just like going all out and like shredding. It's just like sounds like a normal like guitar what they have been playing, just like loud and like prominent. And for some reason, I always really like that because it doesn't need to be flashy or like overly excessive. but it still like sounds good.
Yeah, and they also seem to do the like play the melody
Yeah,
on the
that's
guitar for the solo, which I actually really enjoy.
yeah. I think that's more so what I meant. That's what I was like trying to
Gotcha.
say. Is they're like playing the melody of the song.
Yeah, it is really nice that they like reinforce that, because sometimes you get these songs where it's like they have a really catchy tune, they have a nice chorus, and then you get to the solo and this guitarist just wants to like show how big his guitar dick is, and it goes like it doesn't match at all, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
all
but
their
this
solos are fit very well into the song.
yeah they do a good job of blending everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Except for times where there's like an intentional break, and like they like break something, and it's like this is build to something different.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of breaking to something different,
Oh yeah.
my hero.
Nice. Nice transition. I was hoping you would come up with one because I didn't have one.
Well, I mentioned my hero and talked about Rock Band, and then you kept going on about this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right, that would have been a good transition.
It would have been, but you killed it. That's all
Yeah,
your fault.
well.
It's dead now.
All
But
right.
my hero, uh, one of the ones I've heard before. Like I said, we used to play it a lot on Rock Band.
Yeah.
So good, so good.
I love this tune. That
I was
that
good.
drum opening is it gets me every time.
Yeah, with the bass behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and the drum build up in the middle.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
it like
think
that pickup.
I was gonna
Yeah.
look it up, but I totally forgot to. There was some movie that this song was in as like
It's
the main theme of it.
oh, as the
Like,
main theme. Well, there's a lot of movies that have it's been in, but are you thinking of the other guys by any chance?
I don't think so.
Oh, because that movie ruined this song for me. If only
Really?
because I always think of the, when the two like awesome cops are standing at the top of the roof and they're like aim for the bushes, and then they jump off and it starts playing My Hero until they hit the ground. So every time it comes on, I think aim for the bushes and then laugh.
Did you like the other guys?
Um, I have mixed feelings about it. There are some scenes from it that are hilarious, and some scenes from it that are so stupid. Like
That's my feelings on it. And I feel like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's so good, it's so good." I'm like, it's
it's
really not.
it's not that good. It has the desk pop scene. It has I'm a peacock captain, you gotta let me fly, and it has that scene where they're sending Will Ferrell and his wife are like sending her mom back and forth across the street to pass messages, and they get progressively more dirty.
Yeah, I feel like it's the peacock thing and the desk pop. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's so funny. You got the desk pop." I'm like, this is just the one thing that everybody points out who likes this movie.
Yeah, overall, it's not a good movie, I don't think, but it has its moments.
Just a quick aside, because it's an odd movie to me.
Yeah, it is weird. Maybe we should watch it again,
Maybe
or we can
I don't
not.
know. I don't really have any desire to watch it again.
All right, that's fair. Well, we'll just make a decision on it next time I see you.
See you.
Yeah. So
I'm
track
just
8.
making-
See
Yeah, I'm
you.
just making fun of it because it's. I was also gonna do this too, but I ran out of time. I was gonna go back and listen to the song and see how many times he says "see you" because I feel like that's 2/3 of the lyrics.
Yes. I'm pretty sure it is. Let's look. I have the lyrics up here. Well,
It probably doesn't list out every time.
Okay, first of all, "see you" is a lot of the lyrics. Towards the end, it's just like "see you" 8 times. This person wrote out all the uhs. And so it just says
I thought it's ooh
Yeah, I thought it was too, but they wrote
because there's like "see you" or whatever the actual rhythm is.
Yeah, it's just funny. Um, how do you feel about this song? Do you like thumbs up, thumbs down? What do you think?
My only two options are thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
I don't know, cause like, like I said, the lyrically repetitive, musically interesting. I
Hmm.
like the like jazzy kind of feel,
Yeah.
but I hate the lyrics and the
Oh, okay.
repetition in that.
Gotcha.
Also, there's like a little clapping bit in the middle. Everything's
Yeah.
when it stops, it sounds like it's like a live show at a coffee shop, and people just start clapping, and
Yeah,
that
it's
song
like
just
that
keeps
fake
going. That doesn't
ending.
make sense to me.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
hate
sure about
songs that
that.
do that. They sound like they end and they keep going.
I figured you would not like this song because it actually sounds like a Nirvana song.
If I had to pick thumbs up, thumb down, it would probably be thumbs down.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought, because it sounds really similar to uh, God, I don't remember what the song's called, and you
Just
probably
pick one.
won't
They
know
all
it.
sound the same.
Yeah, ha, nice. Um, Either way, it sounds like Nirvana, and so I figured like, oh, Kevin's not gonna like this, but I actually really, I think the repetitive lyrics don't bother me as much as they bother you,
I
because
don't
I
know.
think I
I just
listen. I think generally I just listen more to like the instrumental stuff than the lyrics.
I do too. It's just when you say "see you," and every time you say "you," it sounds like you're going through puberty and your voice is cracking. I start to notice it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't
Also,
know.
this one has a sick ending on the drums though.
Yes, that I think that goes along with like the jazzy kind of feel. Because now, like
Yeah,
in like some kind of jazz songs, you'll have like a drum outro to kind of like tie it all together.
right. I really like that one.
That's cool. The beginning and the end are cool, but the middle bit, the middle majority of it's kind of not great.
Yeah, it's a good thing it's only a 2.5 minute song though.
Yeah, that's I'd say that's the good thing about um, the songs that I don't necessarily like is they're all short.
Right.
It's
And
like
I
the opposite of Saturday Night Live, where they have a bit that's not funny, but it's like 8.5 minutes long.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these songs are ones that were written while Dave Grohl was touring with Nirvana. I might be wrong on that. That's a guess, but I feel like a lot of them were probably written by him alone, and that's why they're like shorter and a little more like, I don't want to say. Trying to think of a good way to describe it that doesn't sound negative. Like almost more like less refined, maybe.
Underdeveloped.
Yeah, but I mean that has a negative connotation, but I don't mean for it to. If that makes
I
sense.
think I get what you're trying to say. You're trying to make it sound positive that it's like not fully refined.
Not even positive, just neutral.
Well, I think pretty much anything in the English language has an inherently positive or negative feel to it.
Oh well then, okay.
Like that, the way you said that was negative.
You know what, Kevin? I need a break from you. You're not giving me enough space.
Oh, harsh yet fair.
Slightly forced. So probably forced because there wasn't enough space. Heyo. Um, so
For some reason, that was really funny to me. I don't know why.
I'm glad you appreciated it.
I did. I.
You still listening,
Uh,
Dad? Um, so enough space. You know, when this song starts, I really like it. Like, as it's in 6/8 time, it's a little different. You know, they change it up. It's got like a cool guitar and bass intro, and
I
I
like the
like the
bass. I
verse.
like how the bass is represented.
Yeah. And I like the verses. But holy crap, I hate this chorus so
Yeah,
much.
yeah. It's a solid bad.
Yeah. And it stinks because I love everything about the song except for that stupid chorus. It's just Dave Grohl yelling space for like 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah, it's again lyrically unimpressive.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, all the instrumental parts are so cool and really good.
And then you just have to yell space.
Space. Yeah, it's
It's
I don't know.
it's it's a solid not good.
I'm always so torn on it because like I love everything about it except for that. And it's just that chorus kills it for me. So,
Yeah.
but
Oh
what are you
well.
gonna do? Can't love everything about an album.
Yeah. I'm sure they learned from their mistakes when they moved on.
I don't know. They released the best of you, so you probably don't know which song that is.
I was gonna say I don't know what that means.
Damn it. Um, actually, that's not even fair. I actually kind of like that song, but the chorus of "Best of You" is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you, and that by the end of the song, it's like the best, the best, the best, the best, and it goes on forever. So,
Fair enough. That sounds like something they would do.
yeah, it's just
From the one album I've listened to.
yeah, from my sample size of one.
No, my sample size of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14.
Plus,
Plus robe.
yeah, exactly.
15.
So 15.
Making it even 15.
There you go. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this one, which stinks because it's a nice like feel change from the rest of the songs.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Yeah,
If only they could just take out the chorus.
I know, or just make it anything else.
Literally anything else.
Just go.
Just
silent.
be silent.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, Dave Grohl, you
Yeah.
beautiful genius.
So, I know it's March, but did you look at the stars at all last month?
No, actually, not at all.
No, you didn't see any of those February stars.
Nope. Not
Oh,
on.
damn. All right.
So
then we won't talk
Everlong.
about it. What?
So Everlong, right?
So Everlong, yeah.
No,
February
no.
stars, track 10.
Yeah, February stars.
Very chill.
Yes. Again, it goes back to Doll. I think it was at this point where I'm like, I really didn't know that like the soft Foo Fighters sound was a thing.
Yeah.
But like, I guess it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like this one a lot. It's got a lot of good things going for it. You know,
Again, fucking repetitive though. The February stars. That's like a minute and a half of the song.
well, at the end, yeah, it does. I could see that, but I actually like the end. First of all, I like the build into that February stars, where like when they first say it.
I like the build more than I like the release.
Oh, it does go on for a little bit, but like I don't know, it doesn't bother me very much because to me it comes off like they're all just kind of jamming to it as long as they're willing to go, and it doesn't bother me. I like the vibe that I get from it.
Yeah, like it's not bad in any sense. It's just a little too much.
I can see where you're coming from. I enjoy it though.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just if you could take off like the last 2, maybe 3 times you do it. Maybe just the last 1 time, because the section they repeat is fairly long and it's kind of slow. So
Right.
maybe that's more the problem, is just that it's slow and they do it enough times and it's like it's just not going to end.
Yeah. It kind of feels like it's going on forever, right?
Yeah. Forever long.
Nice. I'm so glad you picked up on that.
Yes. My favorite Foo Fighters song.
I figured it would be. It's so good. And like that's not it's not like, you know, oh, does anyone else think Everlong is a good Foo Fighters song? Like
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
actually
like
mean-
that's certainly not a unique opinion.
No, but it's such a good track.
It is. It's definitely a song that like when it comes on, and like if you know it, you have to jam to it.
Oh yeah. I love that guitar intro. I really got to learn that part because it's so fun. And like just the whole it builds up so well and like flows beautifully.
Yeah, and I like there's something I noticed just this time I was listening to it is that like opening guitar sound, that like, kind of soft thing. That's through like in the background of like the entire song.
Really?
Like if you listen for it, it like is always in the background, except for at least in like the choruses, or not the chorus, the
Gotcha.
verses.
Gotcha.
It's like in the background of all the verses, which is interesting.
That do do din din it din din it
Yeah,
din it.
and like
Okay.
that sound, because it doesn't sound like the other guitar parts. It's more like
Right.
the I don't know necessarily like the terms for it.
It's like really clean, maybe.
Yeah, it's not like electric-y sounding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like specific part is in the background of the verses. It's
Yes.
really like a lot of layers of guitar, which I like, because like there's that, and then they're like ba 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 da, ba ba. There's that part, and then there's like another one also. There's like three layers of guitar that all like work together.
Right. It's like an ogre of guitars.
Yes, or an onion.
What?
Foo Fighters are like onions.
Exactly.
Onions have layers. Foo Fighters have layers.
Exactly. Um, the other thing I love is this last chorus in this song. It's got that guitar slide into it. The wow, it's so good.
Yeah, I like that's another thing too. Because like all the like bridges and choruses at the beginning of the song are the ba-na-na-na-na-na, it like builds up. I like how when they do like the big build and they go into that release, they do it like inverted where it starts higher and then like goes lower.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Yeah, I like the inverted, the way they like kind of invert it.
Yeah, that's cool. Like now that you pointed out, I totally recognize it. But yeah, I've never even thought about that.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's exactly the same like note wise, like they're going up by the same amount as they're going down like later on. But it's just cool how it sounds inverted.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool musical touch to it.
Right. Also, the other thing, you notice those like voices in the background during like that bridge, right?
That staticky part. Yeah.
Yeah. So I looked it up because I was like, that's so weird, and I really want to know what it is. Turns out, let's see, where is it? Um, he took, um, he took three. Okay, it's a combination of three tracks mixed by Dave Grohl. One track is a love letter being read, another is a technical manual, and the third is a story about the father of one of the studio engineers. Yeah, I
That's
was
really
like,
random.
I know. I was like, this is the weirdest things, but it was interesting. And apparently, like, I on this website I have, it has a whole bunch of facts about it and like how it was just like they got such a big response uh, from all their fans on it. Like people would quote it to them all the time. So, but yeah, I was like, holy crap! That explains why I can never understand what it is.
Yeah. I guess that's probably the point. Is you don't want to be able to hear it. It just focuses on like background static noise.
Yeah, definitely. So, and it makes sense because it's actually kind of a love song. So it makes sense that there's like the love letter in there.
Yeah.
Um, cool. Try and keep this moving. Keep walking along.
It's alright, Tony. If you keep walking, I'll keep walking after you.
Hell yeah! I'm so glad you're following me on these.
Oh, dude, I'm right there with you.
Dude, we're just vibing today.
Hell yeah.
We got to find a way to ruin it before the end of the show.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
Yeah. So walking after you, really nice guitar riff, or like the main theme.
It sounds really ballady. It
Yeah.
sounds like a rock or country ballad. The opening sounds country to me,
Really.
country-ish.
Um.
Like if you played just the beginning and told me it was the beginning of a country song, I'd believe you.
Right.
Maybe that's because of my lack of knowledge of country music.
No, it does sound like it. It could totally be.
But it's only for like until he starts singing, and it's like it's clearly not a country song.
Right. Do you like this one?
Um, Not really. Again,
Oh, really?
it's It's another one of the lyrically repetitive, and this one doesn't even have a lot of, at least at the end, it doesn't have a lot of musical changes that make it exciting either.
Right.
And like I said on, I don't remember which one, where there's like the puberty sounding when it's like trying to be, oh, see you, where he's like
Yeah.
see you, and every time he says you, it sounds like his voice is cracking. He does that a lot in this one too, and that just like really annoys me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Which sidebar? You probably know the song "Chasing Cars" by Snow Patrol.
Yes.
Do you know both the original and the acoustic versions?
Yes.
It reminds me of the acoustic version where his voice cracks every time he's like, "If I lay here," and that just kills it for me. Because it's such a good song. I love that song. But the acoustic version, which normally I love way more than like regular versions, is garbage because of that.
Right.
I
And
hate
that
it
really
so much.
bothers you.
Yeah, it really does because like this could be so good, but you had to ruin it.
Yeah. I don't know. That doesn't bother me.
I don't know. For
It
some
might
reason,
be.
it's just something I noticed and it bugs me.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Don't know what to tell you about that one. Either way, I like this one a lot. I think it's pleasant.
It's another
Also,
one. It'd be fun to trip on acid too.
yeah, I could see that. And it's got a lot of nice like cymbal rolls on the drums in the background, like with mallets. And I love those. They're so nice. They feel nice on my ears.
You're no, I'm not gonna go there.
All right. Before that gets weird.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's just not go
yeah, no. All right, New Way Home. I've given up on the transitions now.
there. Yeah, I kind of ruined that. See, you said we needed to ruin it, and I ruined it.
All right, well, hey, you know. Now we'll just and our way through the rest of this, and then it'll be good.
Yep.
So, turns out, I was doing a little bit of research on the album before we started, because this might be getting a little ahead of ourselves, but I really thought the color and the shape sounded weird for the end of the album.
It
And
absolutely does.
yeah, you want to know why? Because the original album only had, or it ends with New Way Home. And I really didn't like New Way Home. Like, it's something about where it was in the album felt weird. And so I went and checked, and it turns out it's supposed to be the last song in the album. The Color and the Shape is a bonus track.
Really.
Yeah, which makes it so much better.
It definitely makes more sense.
Yeah, because it was bothering me. I was like, New Way Home it's an okay song. I'm not crazy about it, but I it feels like it wraps up the album because it goes on for a while and it's got like a whole bunch of different feels to it.
Yeah.
And then they jump into the color and the shape, which we can talk about in a second. But knowing that it's supposed to be the last song makes it feels right at least.
Yeah, it makes more sense for it to be the last one compared to the color and the shape.
Yeah.
The thing that bugs me a little bit about New Way Home is first thing, the outro of Walk After You, how it kind of like fades out and is really quiet. It really makes the beginning of New Way Home really jarring.
Yeah.
How it just kind of like goes and starts and it's like, this is it.
Right.
And then the part where it gets like really super duper mega quiet, that also kind of bugs me because it's like it's just too quiet. Like I literally can't hear anything that you're saying or doing.
Right.
Like when I listened to it, because I first listened to it on my drive back from campus home for spring break, I thought like my speakers just like blew out or something. So like I can't hear anything, but it says
Yeah.
like it's still playing.
Right. I did the same thing actually because I was listening to it for the first time in the car as well, and I checked my phone to see if it was still playing. 'Cause I figured something was wrong, and then it faded in. So it's really weird, and like there are moments in the song that I really like, but that build up is so long, and then the outro is
Yes.
so long,
I know.
and
It's so long.
like the song could have been not it could have been pretty decent or good, I think, if it was like 4 minutes instead of 5 minutes
Yeah.
and 40 seconds.
If you made the build and the ending part half as long, like each part half as long as it was, it would be a better song.
Yeah, and if you didn't fade out at the end, I hate when albums end with fade out. I hate when any song ends with a fade out, but I hate fade outs.
You're getting real upset about this. You're starting to throw
Like,
stuff.
like wrap up your album. I hate it. You don't need to fade out. You're not on the radio.
Maybe they were trying to do it for radio. They were doing the radio fade.
I don't know, man. Either way, you know my feelings on fade outs.
I think everybody now knows your feeling.
Good. Don't fade out. Wrap up your song.
Well,
Other than that, I mean, the song's fine. I think it's a decent ending.
well,
Knowing that it's supposed to be an ending.
if they meant to have a bonus track, it makes more sense that they fade out.
I don't know. I just much prefer it when songs like actually wrap up.
Yeah. I would agree with you, but less vehemently.
That's fair.
Like I'm fine if they fade out, but like it'd be better if they had some kind of wrap up to them.
I mean, I'm like exaggerating a little bit, but
Really,
also
you sound pretty upset.
I'm pretty upset. But what are you gonna do? I'll just call Dave Grohl, be like, "Yo, you know your song, you know your album from 1997? Yeah, can you just fix that for me?"
Can you just go back and make it not that way?
Look, we have like a total of 20 views between all our episodes. We're a pretty big deal.
I don't know if you know this, Dave. I don't know if you know who I am. I feel like Dave Grohl, he seems like a pretty cool dude though, and he'd like
he
say
seems
something
like an
about it.
awesome dude. I really want to meet Dave Grohl. I'd be so happy. All right, in order to wrap this up, let's talk about the color and the shape really quick. Sorry, the color and the shape.
Color,
Color.
like liqueur.
Yes. I feel like this song is just Dave Grohl screams for like
Yes.
3.5 minutes.
It sounds like a garage band trying to do metal music. Like if you were to
Yeah.
walk by some neighborhood and there's some like punk kids trying to like do metal music, that sounds like what you'd hear.
Yes.
And it's not good enough where you'd stop and listen. You'd just be like, why? And then you keep
Yeah.
walking.
I really don't like this one. And I
Yeah,
don't get it. Like, I assume you haven't seen the lyrics to it.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, let me send this to you really quick, and then we can maybe talk about it a little bit. But the lyrics are like, they're just like nonsensical.
Yeah. The other thing that I don't like is I hate how it sounds like it's going to end like 3 times.
I know, right? It just it feels like it goes on forever, and it's just like noise. And I'm not a person to be like, wow, this is just noise, but like it's just noise. Like I like loud music and I like obnoxious music, but it just hits a point for me where I'm like, no, don't enjoy it.
I did not know he said "wow, right" and "that's right" at the end of every line.
Yeah, and also that's why.
Yeah. And color in the shape.
Yes, because you can't understand a word he says.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, these lyrics don't make any sense.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, what are you going to do? I'm not a fan. It's a bonus track, though, so.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can't really complain too much.
Right. Overall thoughts on the album?
Good. Not great. I'd say it's between good and great. Pretty good.
Okay. Are you
There's definitely some standouts, and some of the ones that I hadn't heard before definitely also really good, but some of them also really brought it down.
Yeah, I gotcha. Does it make you want to listen to some more Foo Fighters stuff, or not really?
It doesn't make me not want to listen to more Foo Fighters.
That's a stunning endorsement.
Hey, I mean, you asked for my opinion. I'm gonna give you my opinion.
No, I know. And I know this isn't really your style of music either. Like, I know I really enjoy this kind of stuff, like this lighter rock. I know you're not a huge fan, so.
I'm not a huge fan.
No, I know, but it's not. If I was trying to buy you an album for a gift, I wouldn't go out and buy a light, like something like this, you know.
What would you go out and buy?
You know, I would probably get you some sort of. Well, I'd go buy you the A Day to Remember discography. Um,
I'd be fine with that.
exactly, but I would give you heavier stuff. So with some
A Day to Remember is light enough.
yeah, but this is A Day to Remember still like
It's definitely
considered
A Day to Remember is
hardcore.
definitely heavier than this.
Yeah, and Foo Fighters are considered alternative, I guess.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
90s alt music.
exactly, which again, I really enjoy, and I know you don't. So you
It's
know,
good for the radio.
oh for sure, it's yeah, definitely. But it's good stuff. I really enjoyed listening to the album all the way through, and because like I consider myself a decent Foo Fighters fan, but I'm not like I don't follow Foo Fighters religiously, you know. And
Right.
listening to some of their older stuff is nice. I feel like I know them better.
You know where they came from.
Yeah, exactly.
This is where they came from.
And it's just nice to listen to like stuff that's not the hits, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm a Foo Fighters fan. Oh yeah, what songs do you like? Oh, well, I like Everlong and Monkey Wrench, and
And My Hero.
and My Hero. Like, oh okay, so you listen to their greatest hits album? Great. It's like, I feel like you should listen to more than that. You know.
So are you shitting on greatest hits albums?
I'm not. I mean, no. I think they're generally a good thing, but I think it's important to listen to the bad stuff and the good stuff.
Okay. It's good that you're not shitting on them because that would make my suggestion for the album next week a little bit awkward.
Oh shit.
Because
Go for it. What's
Okay,
your suggestion?
so this thought just hit me for some reason last week while I was on break. It's like
Okay.
I really want to listen to Queen,
Ooh.
but I don't know like any Queen albums, and like the only Queen thing I've heard was like their greatest hits.
Okay.
Because Queen is one of the best bands I would say of all time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
Hmm.
you said
Trying to
you were
look
gonna
at
say
their
something.
albums.
What?
Trying to look at their albums and see if there's one we should try. That's
'Cause
not
if-
like. Hmm. I don't know, man. So, because you were saying greatest hits, but I feel like a greatest hits album isn't. I don't know. We could do it. Is their greatest hits album on Spotify?
They have a bunch.
Okay.
They have a bunch of compilations. The one that
Gotcha.
I would specifically be referring to would be the greatest hits from 2004 with 19 songs on it.
19 songs, Jesus. That one doesn't appear to be on here.
It definitely is. I'm looking at it right now.
What the hell? Mine goes from 2007 to 1995.
Are you looking at compilations or albums?
I'm looking at. Oh, I understand now.
Yes.
Compilations. Okay, I see. Yeah, we can do that. So, greatest hits, We Will Rock You edition.
Yes.
Oh, and they're all remastered. 19 songs is gonna be so long. But yeah, this will be good.
Maybe
Alright.
we'll make it a little bit more of a spectacle. I think Queen deserves it.
I think you're right.
Queen is so good. Bohemian Rhapsody may be a perfect song.
It's it's damn close. We'll save it. We'll save the conversation for next week, though.
Yes.
All right. So, Queen
Maybe
Greatest Hits, We Will Rock You edition for next week.
maybe
everybody.
we could break Queen up into 2 separate weeks if we go too long.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll put out 2 in a week. Who knows?
All right. All right.
We'll play it by ear.
Well, yeah, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we're going live.
Exactly. Kevin, anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Not that I can think of.
Thanks for your insight.
You keep asking me, and it's like I really don't have anything else to say.
I know. I don't know why I keep asking that. Keep shooting us in the foot.
Yeah, I know. You just keep throwing it over to me. You keep passing me the rock, and I just keep dropping it. Hits me in the face, bounces out of bounds, turnover. I watched a lot of basketball last week.
Oh, okay.
It's March Madness. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I'm aware of the concept of March Madness.
Yes, but big game tomorrow for the Boilers, playing Kansas in the Sweet 16.
I'll root for you guys.
Yes, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I'll totally be watching.
It's on CBS at like 8:40 your time.
All right, sounds good. All right, on that note, thank you so much for listening, guys. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.